Okay then, let's do this.
This video is sponsored by sportscases.com. Check out our latest custom designs. Use promo code red and blue at checkout for 10% off your order. Link in description.
Hi there guys, welcome back to the Red and Blue Site YouTube channel. As you can tell by the title, this is my review to the Brighton game last night. First of all, I want to apologise for not having a vlog up, and the reason for that is not so much because of the result, which obviously I'm going to get into. It's more the fact that the quality of the vlog was very poor, and there wasn't much on a Palace point of view to talk about for obvious reasons. And yeah, the quality of it itself, I thought the way I was in the vlog was very poor. I didn't really portray the game the way I like to last night. Compared to previous vlogs, I don't think it was up to the standard that I want to give you guys. So for those reasons, plus the fact that I think uploading this vlog would probably cause more hate than good, especially when I've seen how much hate there's been on Twitter. Not so much hate, but I think there's been a lot of unhappy Palace fans, and I think this would have caused even more unhappiness and anger than there needs to be if I did a vlog or uploaded a vlog. And seeing as it wouldn't be good enough quality in my opinion anyway to upload, I decided not to. So apologies for that. But yeah, this is going to be a review, a more in-depth review, because there's a lot I want to get through about the game last night. And of course we lost 3-1 away at Brighton. Yeah, let's just get straight into it. So 3-1 was the final score, and to be honest, I want to start off just by saying I want to get this done and out of the way, and I want to get it done quickly as well. Brighton thoroughly deserved the win, 100%. I said in my preview that we never get thrashed by Brighton. And it's typical, isn't it? I say that in a preview, and then we play probably the worst half, probably the worst game of football. Specifically the first half. The second half was still very poor, but not as poor as the first half. But as a game, it was the worst team performance I've seen since the De Boer era. People can put in the comments below if they've seen anything worse than last night, more recently than that. But in my opinion, pick any of the games in the De Boer era, specifically maybe Huddersfield and Swansea, those first two home games of last season. I think that was the worst team performance I've seen since those games. Definitely the worst for Roy, and it makes it that much worse because it's against Brighton. But I want to get out there and just say that even though I said in the preview that we never get thrashed, obviously the scoreline suggests it wasn't a thrashing, but believe me, it was. From start to finish, Brighton were the better team. They clearly wanted it more, which I think is unforgivable, seeing as the amount of times some of these players have played. All these players, apart from Chiarte and Max, have played in this fixture, this rivalry, this derby, and know how much it means to the fans, know how much it means, you know, as a club, everyone at the club, this is the one game. If we're going to win one game this season, it's got to be this, or get a result at least. Put in a good shift, you know. I'm struggling to come up with the words because I'm still really angry. I got back around midnight last night from the game, and took me ages to get to sleep. I was fuming. I was absolutely fuming, and I still am. I've managed to calm down a bit now, which is why I'm filming this now and uploading it. But it was just diabolical. But anyway, all I was going to say there was credit to Brighton, because they were first to the second balls. They were first to the first balls. They had that grit, that determination, that little bit of edge that we were missing. The first goal was very debatable. I don't think it was a penalty. And that's not me. Listen, Kevin Friend was really poor, I thought, throughout the game, and he made poor decisions on both sides. So I think some key decisions went against us, but I'm not saying that that was the reason we lost at all. I think even if we had one of the Mine Atkinson or a better ref, I think that it wouldn't have. It didn't matter who the ref was at the end of the day. That's what I'm saying. I'm not blaming anything on the ref. I think it doesn't matter who was refereeing that game. We would have lost. We would have lost probably by the similar scoreline. We were just absolute shambles. But it doesn't help when we go 1-0 down to a very controversial penalty like that. But then again, even if it wasn't a penalty, I still think they would have gone on to score anyway. So well done to Brighton on that. But I want to now move on straight from that and just get into the Palace side of things. So we went with the same team, which I have no problem with that. I thought the team was the right team to go with. I think to make changes would have been silly, especially when we played so well. What was 4 days before against Burnley, our best game of the season by a long shot. Never seen us dominate a game like that for a long time, probably since Leicester at home last season, that 5-0 win. That's probably the last time I've seen us dominate a game from start to finish. Yes, for that reason, I thought the team was perfect. I thought that it was the right team to go with. And if we played with the same mentality, as I said in the preview, same mentality as that Burnley game, I think we wouldn't have any problems. I think we would have been in a good position to get something out of the game. That wasn't to be. From the first whistle, Brighton had more of the ball. They controlled the possession and the tempo early on. Every time we got the ball, we gave it away far too easily, and that's been a reoccurring issue in a lot of our games this season. Obviously, chances, we had a half chance. In the first half, there were only a few half chances to talk of for Palace. There was literally nothing else. And you know, there was one big miss from Luca, cut back, I believe, from Zaha, and cleared off the line by, I think it was Bernardo, the Brighton player, and he should have scored. But apart from that, there was nothing really to speak of from Palace's point of view. Penalty changed the game, of course. That first goal is always going to be crucial. But as I just said, it didn't matter, even though it was a very debatable penalty and it changed the game. I don't think it would have mattered even if it wasn't given. I think Brighton were going to get that first goal no matter what. Tompkins and Sacco at the back, I don't know what it was, especially Sacco giving the ball away. He makes some really good passes, but yes, last night it was shocking. Tompkins was shocking. I want to just say all the players in that 11 were shocking. Not one of them had a good game or anywhere near an acceptable game or acceptable performance. They were all absolutely shocking. And I think only Van Arnold I've seen has come out and actually apologised to the fans on social media, which... you know, to be fair, him and Townsend were probably the only two that were trying to get players motivated last night. But even me saying that, I don't know why we'd have to motivate players. Why do they need motivating? Why can't the players understand? They know. They played in this fixture before. That's what I was saying. It's so frustrating. Just, I wanted to get it out of my system, the whole thing. I don't want to swear on this channel. That's one thing that I try not to do. But it's very hard for me not to just rant and lay into the team. But to be fair, I think that's been done already. I think plenty of people have already done that. But anyway, so that side of things, first half was shambles. Second goal, unforgivable. Duffy gets sent off, I think rightly so, and I think he's admitted that late as well that he was rightly sent off. This was after we went 1-0 down to Glenn Murray penalty. Of course, Glenn scores against us, typical. Murray was off with a little injury, getting treatment. Duffy pushes Van Arnold in the face, gets sent off, as I said, rightly so. And then Balogun comes on for Pascal Gross to give them a back four, you know, and typical sub you'd make. And whilst that sub was being made, there was a corner. Corner comes in, flicked on at the near post, I think by Lewis Dunk or a Palace player's head. 10 to 6 yards out, there's Balogun at the back post, half volley, puts it in for 2-0. That was a killer, I think, for the fans. The fans were good up to that point. That really stunned a few people. And the third goal in completely, we were just shocked, stunned after the third goal as well. I've never heard Palace away support Brighton that quiet, which was, again, you can say poor from us. I think we played a part in, but I think the reason it was because we were just all shocked. We were stunned at what we were seeing. I still can't believe how poorly we played. So that was 2-0, first touch of the ball, shocking defending, no one picking him up, the new player coming on the pitch. You can literally all see him coming on the pitch. He's just been subbed on, one of you pick him up. Then the third goal was just calamity. We were trying to get back in the game. We got a bit more possession after the second goal because Brighton, for obvious reasons, with 10 men, 2-0 lead, there's no need for them to try and force anything. They can sit back and we would do the same. Don't blame them for sitting back. And then counter-attack, 45th minute, ball lumped long from a clearance. Andone somehow gets there. Glenn Murray obviously went off with an injury. Andone came on. Tompkins got beaten to the ball on the halfway line. Andone's running towards, diagonally coming in from the left. Tompkins is level with him. Looks at him, puts his arms up to Hennessy as if to say, where are you? Because the touch on Andone was so big. Hennessy could have come and cleared it, but he stayed on his line. And Donny then, obviously, because Hennessy, Tompkins put his arm up, he's looking at Hennessy, trying to... Lack of communication was something that I thought we'd seen the last of. Because we haven't seen that from Hennessy, and it was the first glimpses we had from last season of him, in my opinion. And also, Tompkins was very poor. He should have just dealt with it then foul him. Get the yellow card, you know. Don't let him run like that. Because of that, Andoni got in front of Tompkins. He cut inside, put it past Hennessy for 3-0, and that's game over. 10 men, that's game over. We were 1-0 down when they had 11, go 2-0 down when they have 10. Shocking. Second half was just a whole half of us having all the ball, but just knocking it around, side to side, no tempo, slow as anything. That was the thing, when we did get the ball, we were very slow, lack of tempo, lack of creativity. The final third, the creativity was absolutely diabolical. I don't know what they were doing in training. What are we actually doing in training? I mean, there were crosses coming in when we had no one in the box because we were playing a 4-4-2, so there was no target man. We did bring Sorloth on eventually, around half an hour to go. But even so, the crosses didn't really come in enough, and he didn't really do anything. He got his head on some stuff, but it was just straight to the keeper or nowhere near the target. And yeah, it just looked like we were just hit and hope. Every time we seemed to play a pass, it was either we were knocking it round the edge, knocking it round, no one moving, no one creating space. It's hard to when Brighton was sitting deep and really compact, which, as I said, they have every right to with that lead. So nothing against Brighton there, but for us, it's got to be up to us to create the space, to create the chances. No one wanted to. Everyone had given up. I thought second half, we tried to get behind the team at the start of the second half. Obviously, it didn't work. No, they all thought the game was done, and that's great. That's what you want to see as a Palace fan, of course. Zaha managed to win a penalty in the 80th minute to get it to 3-1. Coolly taken by Luca, but nothing came. Again, it was the same after that. We were trying to force passes in, easily cut out and cleared. I thought Bazuma should have got man of the match. I don't know how Balogun got it. Bazuma was fantastic for them. He cut everything out. He's kind of what the sort of gritty determination you wanted to see from Luca. Luca just was trying to force passes, and he's given the ball away so much. He's had such a crap season. He needs to pull his finger out, to be honest, because I think he's banned or about to be banned because of yellow cards. That might be a blessing in disguise, just him having a game out, you know, just to sort himself out and get back to the form that we know he's good at. Zaha was just off. Everyone was off. I'm struggling to get the words out because everyone was poor. It wasn't even like one person had a good game and was actually trying to do stuff. Townsend was trying to get tempo into the game, but apart from that, there was nothing from anyone. Nothing. Maya and Zaha were the two players who got the fewest touches on the ball in the first half for Palace. Two most influential players that we got on the pitch. That says it all. You know, they were nowhere near in the game enough. And like I said, in the final third, lack of creativity, it looked like we had no idea what the tactics were. We were just punting the balls in, hoping that someone would be in there. And it was easy for Brighton. And, you know, rightfully so, Brighton won, as I said. We were shocking, and I'm worried about us going forward. If we play anywhere near like that again in the future, then I think massive questions have got to be asked. It's the first time I've seen people questioning Roy and whether he should carry on. It has been a poor season, and I'm still in support of Roy at the moment. But the main reason for that is that if we did get rid of him, who do we bring in who can do a better job than he's doing right now? Who is available that can turn it around and do a better job than Roy's doing at this moment? For me, like Quique Sanchez-Flores has been thrown around a bit, but would he come to Palace? And if he does, would he make an instant impact? And would it be any better than Roy? Other than that, you've got Sam Allardyce, who's obviously never going to come. Sean Dyche, I don't think is going to leave Burnley. I think he'll try and stick that out and try and keep them up. So the only thing is, I don't think anyone's going to leave to come to Palace, and I don't think that Roy... I don't think there's any point getting rid of Roy at this moment. I don't think it would do us any good. That's the only reason, main reason I think we should stick with Roy. But he's running out of time at the moment. The way we're playing right now, the lack of consistency. It's been all season. It's not just Brighton. Brighton summed up what we've been missing this season. Creativity, lack of chances, lack of finishing, and silly mistakes as well that have cost us in big games. Bournemouth, Silly defensive errors against Chelsea, getting back into that game, letting it slip as well. You know, there have been multiple times. Wolves, defensively there, we were poor. Defensive errors, you know, and it looked like we were cutting them out against Man United and Burnley. Fantastic results, and looking like we're making actual progress. Obviously, that's just gone now. And obviously, any game that's an awful performance. Because it's Brighton, it makes it 10 times worse. So yeah, that's my review of the game, guys. We got West Ham at the weekend, and if we play anything like we did against Brighton, which I don't think we could, I don't think it can get physically worse than that. That is the worst, as I said, the worst I've seen us play since the ball. Shocking, absolutely shocking. But if West Ham play like they did against Cardiff, or the way they're playing recently, we could get pumped there, and I'm not looking forward to that journey there because we don't have a good record at the London Stadium either. It's a dead atmosphere, it's a dead ground, a bit like the Amex as well. But you had fans. You didn't sell out the ground. It's the biggest game it's the biggest game for both clubs. The ground didn't sell out, and you had Brighton fans leaving 10-15 minutes before the game finished. This is the biggest result for you lot. This is one of the biggest results. It was 6 years you've waited to beat us in the league. 6 years, and you got fans leaving early in a ground that's not sold out. I don't know. I just felt it was a bit tin pot. I'm not going to lie, I think that's just tin pot. You can go back. It doesn't change anything between the two teams. I think Palace is still clearly the bigger team between the two. And it sounds like I'm being salty here. I'm not. I'm just laying it down because I can take the stick from Brighton fans because I've given it out to Brighton. It's about, you know, if I've given it out, I can definitely take it. These are observations I made last night that I think were very, very poor. You know, lyrics coming up on the screen for your whatever song you sing at the start. It's just a very tin pot. Very tin pot. Almost as tin pot as Palace's performance last night. But anyway, guys, that was my review. It's a long one. So I hope if you're here till the end, thank you for watching. Sorry again about no vlog, but I hope you can understand why. I will be vlogging, obviously, West Ham, and hopefully by then I'll be back to my usual self and we can get it all out of our heads and just try and move on and try and sort out this mess we're in, because Palace are in a mess right now. Need to sort it out. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the links down below, guys, as well. You got some sports cases link down below. Hit that if you want to get any nice little stocking fillers for Christmas. Phone cases there, sports themed cases. I recommend them. 10% off with the code red and blue. I don't really care anymore. Forget it. Social links down there as well. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you later, guys.